Okay. Maybe things are working now. I hope. As people filter in, sound off in chat. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm going to type the same thing in the chat. We're going to be making sure things are working properly this time. I updated OBS. I think most things should hopefully be functioning now. I also made some slight changes in OBS and linked accounts and things, so hopefully that should do something. I hope. Nope, I don't want that there. I want that off on the side. Please. Please. God. Okay. We're just going to not worry about that for right now. Okay. All right. I hope that you all can see me, and I hope that you all can hear me, because it is over an hour and a half almost past when we planned to start this evening. And I am really just hoping it's working at this point. I'm going to real quick repost links. It seems to be stable now. Whatever I did. The update seems to have fixed something, I guess. So I am going to go and with a real quick repost on the socials and let people know that we have a functional stream link, finally, I should hope. Hopefully, looks and sounds good to me. Okay, good. Bruce, good. Thank you for confirming. We are making progress. Things are actually happening now. Looks and sounds better than it did, so that's a good start. Okay, I'm going to real quick pop over to YouTube. And we're just going to go, we're going to do some community post things. We're going to kill the previous one, and we will add a new one. Bear with me for a few moments here while I do all of this jazz, because it's important for algorithmic reasons. Live? For real this time. Okay. Now, hopefully this is working all properly. Oh, and I closed Discord earlier too. Frick, I gotta go in there and fix the link. Actually, you know what? No, I should. I'll open it for just a moment to repost the link, and then it will all be closed again, and everything should be working properly. I hope. All right. Here's hoping. Haven't seen any hiccups on the new stream yet. Yes. Okay. Good. It's working. I still am guessing you probably can't hear the background music. I don't know how to fix that part if it's not audible, but it's something. At least the stream is stable. That is progress. I just reposted in Discord to let folks know we are back online. The Angler shall not defeat us this night. Absolutely not. That Mage, hello, welcome back. Okay, the stream seems to be stable. It seems to be working properly. So notes to self, always, always, always update OBS when it asks me to before I go live. Oh, God. Well, OBS update got me once like that. Yeah, you know, I just assumed, I would have hoped that just because the update was available, it didn't mean it required the update to function, because it functioned just fine before the update. And you know, that is the purpose of updates, but I feel like if it worked last week and nothing has changed since then, it should still work, but maybe not. I don't know. Folks, let me know, by the way. I'm assuming you still can't hear the audio in the background. If not, my apologies. There is some music playing in the background, but I do not know how legible it is to everyone. Also, I'm going to real quick adjust where my mic stand is, because I want it a little bit higher up. Right there. There we go. Just out of frame for better audio experience. We're professional around here. We don't put our mics in the shot. Booms don't belong in the shot. That's not how it works in film. But yeah. Monetize updates all. Unlimited voice? Okay. I do not know what's going on with that one. I've tried multiple times to fix whatever's going on in terms of the properties and settings for this. I've tried deleting and putting in a new instance, but that really doesn't seem to be doing it. Gonna try that maybe and see if that does it. But okay. The reason that update happened was a stream update on websites like Twitch and YouTube making the software outdated. Yeah, that probably makes sense, honestly. I have indeed returned. The Crown Prince of Game Design TCG discourse on the internet website known as YouTube is back. One of these days I'm going to have to reach out to, like, what's his name? Kodak? I'm going to have to reach out to him and a couple other people to do collabs at some point in the future. I would love to work with some other people who do stuff in this space, because I think it would be both helpful for channel growth, but also to just do cool stuff with people. For any folks who love design but are a little newer to Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel I absolutely love and adore, RJB0, otherwise known as RJ the Jank Monarch. Really cool dude, does a lot of really fun Yu-Gi-Oh! Content based around alternate formats and talking about game stuff. He has a really good video analyzing one of the sets for its sealed like draft ability, which is very strange because we don't really do that in Yu-Gi-Oh! But I loved that video, and I'm probably going to reach out to him at some point to do a collab in the future. I want to do a video at some point about would love to see a collab. Yeah, absolutely. I would really love to do a video talking about what it would take to do a draft set and like what it takes to design. I want to do a video on just designing sets for draft, because Magic the Gathering kind of does that automatically. Most of their sets are designed to be drafted or played sealed. Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't do that at all. And it is so strange to me because I have played mostly Yu-Gi-Oh! But I'm watching all these sealed series online and I'm like, man, that seems really cool, but I can't really. I'm watching people do it with Yu-Gi-Oh, but it does not work well sometimes because the sets just aren't designed in that way. There aren't supposed to be all these big synergies between the cards in the set necessarily. Um, it's really just synergies in terms of relating to previous sets, sometimes within the set, but most of the time the synergies are with previous sets. Um, yeah, Stark. Yu-Gi-Oh's only ever draft format was Battle Pack. It was something they experimented with in the Xyz era in like 2011, 12, somewhere in that range until about 2013, I want to say. They designed 3 different series of packs. They were all Battle Pack, 1, 2, and 3. And those packs were basically designed to be played at the tournament level. You would go through your regular tournament run, and then for Top Cut, you would play using Sealed instead, and kind of akin to how Magic, I guess, used to do things or still does things. I don't exactly know how they do it. But that was the only set designed for drafting. And it was to the point where, like, Battle Pack 3, which a lot of people really love, had to have an additional rule put in place just to make sure it wasn't all strictly like best staples in there and nothing else. They had to make a rule that all monsters were considered all types in all locations, so they could play a bunch of like these interesting, like, oh, equip this to a plant, it does X thing. When a psychic monster attacks, it does this thing. So that worked with all the cards in the set. You know, they put Mizuki in the set, which is like really good zombie support, but you have to banish it from the graveyard to reborn a zombie. And if there's no zombies, because everything's not a zombie, that kind of makes it tough. So instead, they made that rule. But those are the only draft sets for Yu-Gi-Oh, really. And they haven't made one of those since, I think, 2014 or 2013, somewhere in that range. Oh, good. I know the stream's working because the bots are back. Ha! The bots are going fishing. We will not be dealing with that. Goodbye. Oh, actually. Yep, I see him. Don't worry, I got it. Report. That one. Report. Cool. They've been reported, and now they have been hidden. Cool. No fishing bots today. Not when we have to fight the angler tonight, and in less time than I thought we were going to have. But hopefully that'll deal with the bot for now. I consider it a right of YouTube passage that I'm getting bots on my streams, personally. It makes me somewhat proud, despite the fact that it's a fairly small group of people here. I'm just happy to have people here, honestly. It's very nice to have a little dedicated community of people who like to show up and come by these videos when we go and do them live. But yeah, Bruce, to answer your question, I do know Kodak. I've watched a few of his videos. Not a ton of them, but I've watched a few of the 7 Deadly Sins videos. I got recommended them a few times. I definitely have considered reaching out to him and may do that in the future. I would like to come up with a good video topic to talk about first, though. One of the really big things about collabs in a space like YouTube is you want to not just like reach out and ask for a handout. You want to reach out with an idea and a purpose so that you can bring value to both people at the table. So I really want to, like, if I'm gonna do a collab like that and talk with people, I want it to be something that I already have an idea and I want to, hey, I know you do this thing, I'm doing a video on this, would you like to collaborate with me on this? I already have some stuff planned out and we can talk about additional changes and things. But that's where I'm at with that. So it seems like people are filtering in properly now and everything seems to be working. I'm going to do a real quick intro and then we'll pop into doing some stuff. So, hey everyone, and welcome to the table. My name is Gabe. This is Draw 5 Move 5, the channel where we draw connections between the mechanics behind our favorite games. And yes, I do have that memorized and I can do it live. Tonight we are going to be playing episode 3 of Inscryption. We've been going into it blind up until this point. I still don't know a whole lot, but last time we got our butts kicked by the angler. And we lost for the first time in the game, and that kind of sucked. But we got some really powerful cards out of it, including the Almighty Gabe, which is a 4 power, 2 toughness, 9 lives, multiple lives, the one that lets you just sacrifice it over and over and over again, and flying for 1 cost. It is the hyper wolf. It is the best possible wolf. It is the cat plus the wolf plus the sparrow. It's fantastic. And tonight, Gib is going to carry us to victory, or so I hope. But for Gib to carry us to victory, we need a strategy. And that is where our short discussion for tonight begins. There's an article written in 1999. It is an article called Who's the Beatdown by a pro Magic the Gathering player whose name I will have somewhere on screen if we end up clipping this to a YouTube video. But the basic premise of that video is that in games, or in that, the basic premise of that discussion was that in games like Magic the Gathering and other card games, where control decks are playing against each other, or decks in general play against each other, it is very important as a player to be able to assign your role. Talk about whether or not you are the deck that's on control, trying to keep the game slow and dwindle out the opponent's resources before making a big push, or if you are going to be the beatdown player, the person who needs to get aggressive early to outpace the control player. Now, Inscryption is a very interesting case. Last episode, we saw the Angler, and as I've taken some time to think about it after stream, the Angler is a control deck, plain and simple. And more than just a control deck, it is a control mechanic. The Angler will take our cards, put them on his side of the field, and use them to attack us. We're going down a card, and he's going up a card. Card Advantage 101 says that is bad. And we don't have real removal spells other than stuff that, if it blocks, can like destroy the thing that attacked it, like Death Touch. But I don't have any of those in our deck currently. And the only other thing that's kind of like that is stuff like the scissors and some of the other items. Oh my goodness, the bot is back! Get out of here. Get some help. Get some help. Goodbye. Dear God. That bot is persistent. Maybe if I report it enough times, it'll just disappear. I hope. Well, we've crushed the bot, which means it's time to go back to our discussion. So, with all that being said, the Angler is vehemently a control strategy. It is incredibly powerful at what it does as well. And I don't think any deck we can build is going to outpace that in terms of, or rather, is going to control better than it does. Because here's the thing. The only thing I've been able to glean from the Angler fight is this. He will take whatever the last card we play is. It doesn't matter how strong or how weak it is. He'll just take the last one. So, it's a control deck, but it's a control deck with weaknesses. And since our only removal options, since all of his stuff is basically flying, except for the otters that I've seen so far, all the kingfishers have flying, and they also go face down whenever we are, it comes back to our turn, they go face down, so we can't attack them. They're incredibly evasive. We can hit them direct, but they'll hit us back. It effectively just means any push we make is really difficult to make. So, since we can't control them out of the game, we have to get more aggressive. And that is where Gib and the rest of our deck are going to come in. We're going to take a look in a little bit here at what we've got in the tank, and we're going to talk about what we're going to do moving forwards, because I have a strategy. I've been thinking about this all week. I'm very excited. So, I'm going to take a quick moment, answer some discussion in chat here, and then we're going to hop into actually playing some Inscryption tonight. So, let's take a look, because I know some people were talking about a few different things. David said, what's fun for me with design is using fantasy story and then magic system to make TCG. Telling you it's really fun. Honestly, I get that. I'm going to be doing a video at some point in the future about why most card games I feel need a story. I think and this doesn't need to be some grand complex thing, right? The Pokemon TCG, even though it's just basically the Pokemon video games, but in a card game form with slightly different mechanics. In terms of how it functions, it is still a story. There is a basic premise of 2 players who are trainers with their Pokemon who are duking it out to decide who's going to win in this tournament fight. And that, in and of itself, is kind of enough of a story. We already recognize the characters because it's an IP that pre-exists, so there doesn't need to be more story added to it. But for games like Magic the Gathering, for Yu-Gi-Oh!, for Cryptic even, which I've, had I don't have the best understanding of what's going on in Cryptic in terms of the lore. I know it's cool, and I'm going to be getting the comics because my backer rewards just shipped like yesterday. I'm very excited to get that box when it comes in with the comics and everything. But most of those games all have a story, and that is there to not only inform design but also to have kind of a progression for set design. It gives you, okay, we're going to pace it out and tell this story over the course of these sets, so we need to break down all the players and locations and things, and we can use those to make cards, and then we make the mechanics built into how we think those characters or places should work. That is one of the things I love the most about really well-designed card games and games in general. It is the opposite of ludonarrative dissonance, if you've ever heard that term. If you watch Magic the Gathering content from Spice 8 Rack, you might hear that term a bit. But ludonarrative resonance is really what you've got going on there, where the story of the thing and the actions of the thing all build together to tell that story. I think even Inscryption does this to a degree with like the way the cards are played, the costs that are involved, the design of the cards themselves kind of lends towards showing the sort of spookier, weirder vibe that's going on, where it's like, okay, well, it's a basic combat. The stuff's fairly simple enough, but it's like, what are your costs for things? Blood and bones and maybe ants. I don't know if ants are an actual mechanic or not in terms of a resource system. Last time we were on, we flipped through the rulebook because he let us get up from the table and I just read everything. And I did see ants mentioned, and I'm wondering if those are going to also be a resource system, but shh, no spoilers. We'll find out when we get in the game. But yeah, that is a long-winded way of saying, yes, I agree. I like that style of design, David. Okay. Possible video topic could be like design elasticity, name pending, that describes the ability of a rule set or game, TCG or otherwise, to go beyond the initial ideas laid out. Definitely. Yu-Gi-Oh has lesser design elasticity than Magic, which has less than, say, poker. Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. And I think I was talking about this a little bit in the Discord, which, by the way, if you're new here, we have a Discord channel, links down in the description. We talk about card game design and things of all sorts of natures like that. It's not always the most talkative place, but we try to have discussions where we can. There's been a few good ones recently. But in those discussions that we had down in the Discord, we were talking a little bit about specifically, one of the members had mentioned how they were not as big of a fan of extra deck mechanics like what Yu-Gi-Oh has, and now that Magic's starting to introduce new stuff with like attractions from the unset, Infinity, that's the one, and some of that other stuff. The way that's all kind of been, those mechanics, the companion mechanic and the attractions from Infinity, and even like the dungeon mechanic from the delve into the dungeon mechanic from what the heck was the set? Forgotten Realms, Adventure in the Forgotten Realms. All of those are kind of weird, like extra deck style mechanics like Yu-Gi-Oh's. But the big thing I think that we gleaned from that discussion is really it's about the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh was not prepared for what it was going to become. It kept changing over time, and really you can see the difference in design philosophy from the start of the game to about like the 5Ds slash XZs era that's kind of in the middle, where it's like synchros and XZs in like the tail end and mid. Are we still alive? We here, folks? Is everybody back? Are we back? Okay, cool. We're back. I thought we finally fixed the issues. Okay. Okay, everybody can hear me. Everybody can see me. Okay, cool. I appreciate having such cool and stalwart fans who will deal with all of this garbage with me. I really appreciate it. So, to finish up what we were just saying, Yu-Gi-Oh at this point is basically 3 different design eras. There is the modern, or the original era. There's the original era up until about like beginning of Synchro era. Synchro era up until about like mid to late Xyz era, and then from Duelist Alliance onward. The design philosophies have kind of shifted over that time, and as each time they do, knock on wood, got it. Okay. All right. Are we good? Maybe soon? Okay. Are we back? Are we alive? Is it good? Are we okay? Everybody all right out there? Are we good? I hope. Ah. The internet just does not want to do it today. I don't know what it is, folks. We updated Streamlabs, we updated OBS. It was working, and now it's being a pain in the butt again. If we're back and everybody can hear me, just let me know. But I'm going to keep talking as we were, and then we're going to hop into Inscryption ASAP once I'm done with this short diatribe, because I can't wait any longer. I really have to hope this thing just holds out for us for the rest of the night. I don't want to waste any more time. But yeah, so Yu-Gi-Oh has had multiple different design eras. Things have changed over time, and exactly what C was saying. Different games kind of have better planning ahead for this than others. I think Yu-Gi-Oh really, when they started trying to figure out what they could do that was new and different, that was when we started having some issues. Because at the end of the day, you know, we were doing fine, and then some things changed, and as design kept changing, they were trying to come up with new stuff. You know, it as things kept changing over time, it's been different. I can't believe this comment killed the stream. I knocked on wood over here, but it's okay. But yeah, over time, Yu-Gi-Oh's design has changed a lot. And I think that was in part because they were trying to come up with new stuff to do, to try and keep the game fresh and interesting. But there's a number of reasons why it's changed over all this time. So, you know, we're at a very interesting point in modern Yu-Gi-Oh right now. For those who don't follow, we are currently in effectively a Tier 0 format. And I don't like using that term lightly, but 80% of the last massive tournament that just was held last weekend was all one deck. So that's Tier 0. People really like this new deck. They like in the competitive sphere, it's a very skill testing deck. It's very strong. It's very good. Like as a mirror match, it's interesting to watch. But my God, it sucks that there's only one deck you can really play and like two other ones that are under it that are sort of playable. But one of them is just expensive as the other one as the top deck, and the other one is budget but incredibly degenerate. And it's just, you know, it is what it is. I think this really highlights the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh needs to start being clear with the fact that there are different eras of Yu-Gi-Oh. And I just feel like I've heard this opinion mentioned, but I do really think that if we push harder for if Konami makes more of an effort to do different formats, we might have better success with this game overall, because, you know, it's the lack of rotation basically means the entire game is just like the equivalency to Magic the Gathering's like Legacy or historic formats. I think Legacy is the most cards included one. It's basically that. So, you know, but that's enough of that for now. We're gonna hop into playing some Inscryption now, because I do not want to mess around with the stream messing up anymore. And I want to make sure that we actually get to do some playing tonight. So we're going to try and make it back to and defeat the Angler. It's been really nice having this conversation, though. I might clip this into an actual YouTube video and do it that way, but we'll see. I don't know how many people would watch just that, but I'll probably trim down the stream a little bit and then just do it that way. All right. So it is time for us to get into the actual Inscryption portion of today's stream. So with that being said, we're just going to real quick swap over to this view right here. We're going to put the Inscryption back on the stream. And I'm going to pull up, because OBS doesn't want to do chat today. We're going to pull that up. And hopefully here, you guys should be able to hear the audio from Inscryption, because if you can't hear that, I don't know what's going on today, but I'll have to try and fix it yet again. But as long as everybody can hear everything, we are going to get started. So, hello friend, how are you doing today? We can see more of his face than we used to be able to, I think. That's interesting. Oh yeah, shush, shush, shush. I get it. Alright. Let me know if you guys can't hear anything, but I'm going to start with a couple of things real quick here. So, last time we were here, this is the deck we left off with. Here's the game plan for tonight. One, game audio is great. Awesome. So, real quick, before we go into the actual deck, after I closed stream last time, I took a look at the puzzles over on the wall that I thought were super difficult, which it turns out they're not at all, and I accidentally solved one immediately, which is this one over here. So we're just going to grab the card out of this guy. I forgot that I put that there. Very well. You made that to your deck, and I'll do you one every so often. Okay. Oh, that's the guy with the tail that comes off. That's cool. And we're going to do this other one real quick. And we're going to see if we can, you know, get some extra stuff out of it. And once we've got all this stuff in our deck, we're going to talk about what we're doing, what our game plan is. So, let's see here. We've got a little puzzle. Oh, God. Okay. What does that one mean again? Hold on. Rulebook. Help me. Where is the one with the tail? Tail, 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 tail. There it is. Card bearing the sigil would be struck. A tail is created its place, and the card bearing the sigil moves to the right. Okay. So the first one was easy. This one looks like it's going to be a little more difficult. Okay. So let's see what we can do here. So we want to hit for a bunch of damage. Okay. So it's going to move to the right, so it can't do anything. That'll move over here. I think we just start by trying this. Okay, I have to equal exactly 5. Got it. Okay. I only get one shot to do it, so it's got to all be together. Oh, David Walker. So this is Inscryption. This is actually the game that we're playing tonight. It is a spooky deck building game. It is... Yeah, yeah, no, I figured that out last time, Stark. That's why the other one was like, oh, that's easy. So let me think here. It's supposed to move to the right and do something. If I go... That won't let me move it up. Okay, that can do 1, that can do 3. Let's try that. Huh? 1, 3, 1. That should be... What am I getting wrong here? Yeah, I gotta win this turn. I can't move that guy. Oh, no, I can't move that one. Okay. So that's gonna block off some damage there. And then theoretically that moves to the right and blocks this guy. But no. Okay, well, if I don't have the lanes clear, something is missing from this puzzle, because I got the other one pretty easily. Yeah, the tail, so it's going to block and it's going to move itself to the right, right? So it's going to block this one. So I think, well, I can't move him. I can put that there, but that only does 1 damage. It moves itself to the right. I can do that, so it can't move to the right. I can't move that one down. That does the same thing. Let me think. This one not being able to move is really causing me problems, because I'm trying to figure out how to properly... Yeah. Okay, so in that situation it does nothing. I'm trying to think how I can... That swings direct for 1. This guy moves to the right, right? Okay, yeah, so that's not getting blocked. These would all move to the right. This guy can't be moved. And it still blocks me, so I can't swap them around either. If I put something here that prevents that from going, then he moves to the right and blocks the next one. And we're in the same position. Worse. My brain does not want to gel with this one. Okay. So this is going to move to the right. How much does the tail do in terms of... Show me the skink. Tail's created in its place and the card bearing the sigil moves to the right. Okay. So it doesn't actually have any stats, it looks like. It just is a thing. So it's going to move to the right, which blocks this guy. I can't move this guy over, nor can I move him down or up. So there's nothing I can do to stop that other than putting something else there. I can't add more cards, I don't think, to this board. That makes sense. Okay. Formidable creatures, those ants. Very well. I will add them to your deck and make them available for future challenges. Okay. Oh! Oh no, there's more. How many of these are there going to be? Okay. So what have we understood? Well, they keep using things that they give me in the challenges, so let me real quick read what the ants do. Now that I have those. Okay, so this is a 1-drop, that is a 2-drop. What does... The value represented by the sigil will be equal to the number of ants that the owner has on their side of the table. Okay. Right, an ant is created in your hand. Okay. It seems like I need a lot of ants in order to make the ants work. Which is kind of problematic because I think I'm watering down the deck that I had built. Because I had a strategy going into this and now I have these to worry with. Okay. So the power of the ants is equal to the other ants I have. Which means if I have... It moves to the right and that blocks. It only does 4? It's equal to the number. Okay. How can I get another ant into play? Or get something that doesn't block. Doesn't get blocked. That does 3. Okay. And that gets blocked, so that doesn't help me. No. I think I did that already, yep. Is it equal to the number of ants total in play, or just my ants? Hold on. Reading rules. Reading is fundamental. The owner has on their side of the table. Okay. Okay. So this one's going to be unobstructed. That can't be moved. We can do that. That reduces it so we hit for 2 and we hit for 1, 2, 3. Wait, does that do it? There we go. Nice. Caged wolf. Curious. Oh, wait. What the heck? Did that have no power? Huh. Well, what am I supposed to do with that? Surely something. Okay. I'm a little bit worried that I'm watering down my really cool deck with a bunch of garbage cards that aren't going to help me in the fight against the angler. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, last puzzle. Oh, God. I remember what some of those things mean, but not all of them. Wait, there we go. Okay. Bifurcated and trifurcated, I know what those are. But what the heck is that other one? There we go. Sharp Quills. Card bearing the sigil struck the striker is then dealt a single point of damage. Okay. Striker is dealt a single point of damage. Okay. Okay, so none of those move. Got it. Okay. So that's always going to hit direct for 1. That's going to hit for 1. It's going to hit that guy blocking. So I've got 2 damage here. Or 1 if I don't use that, but I don't know why I wouldn't. If we move that guy up, we're hitting for that. It takes some damage and dies. And we're hitting that. That's not getting around anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that does it. That does 2. Why is that doing 2? Oh, Because hitting the guy, which is causing him to move over and block. Got it. Okay, and I can't move that one. So he's always going to move over and block unless I put something in the way. But what if we do that? No. 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 Okay. Let's think about this critically for a moment, shall we? So this one... That one's just going to do a constant 1 damage. I don't know why we wouldn't use that. That's hitting direct for 1. It's causing him to block. So he moves over if he's able to. Which means unless this zone is unoccupied, he moves. If it's not unoccupied, then, well, then I'm just blocked here. If we do that, that doesn't really help us. That one's going to move over. If we do this, it takes that out, but there's no piercing or trampling here. So... Oh, I can move that one. Okay, that helps. So that hits for 1, that hits for 1, that hits direct for 1. And then that guy blocks unless I put something in the way, so he can't. But if I... Maybe that just does it? No, it doesn't. Okay. Nope. Oh, Lord. Okay, this one is going to be tricky. Because I can't move him. He's always going to get hit unless... No, I literally can't stop him from getting hit. So he's always going to block 1 to the right. Let me think. Sorry fighting Cthulhu because it feels like we're going to fight Cthulhu. So I don't actually know. We are fighting somebody that we've been affectionately referring to as the Dungeon Master because effectively when we sit down at the table, he treats it kind of like a game and we have our cards, but he moves us through that little maze map thing and we go from there. So I don't entirely know where we're going to find out, but it's somewhat spooky. Never remember how to do this one. Yeah, this one's tricky because I can't move multiple pieces on this board. I cannot move this double strikey guy, and I can't move this lizard. So what's guaranteed going to happen is I hit for 1 here, I hit for maybe 1 here, and then by doing so, the lizard moves over and blocks whatever I have here. I wonder if that does anything? No. So the lizard blocks... moves over and blocks if this area is free. If I do that, it doesn't really do what I want. That doesn't do what I want. So this one's very tricky because if you leave the space open, the lizard moves over and it blocks, so that 1 damage gets blocked, and then the wolf, I'm assuming that's what this is, also gets blocked. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we can do, because this gets an extra damage, but there's no way to not hit the lizard. Unless... Oh. Aha! There we go. We get it to kill itself. What have I found? Without having met her, this wood carving is meaningless. In time you will understand its power. Okay, cool. We got all the puzzles. Neat. Alright, so here's the game plan, folks. Did the stink bug get a makeover? It looks different. That's not how I remember it looking before. What the heck happened there? Alright, whatever. So here's what's up. Currently, our deck looks like this. Our all-star, of course, is Gabe. He has infinite sack, so he can be infinite tribute fodder. He only costs 1, he has flying, and he does 4 damage and has 2 health. So, here's the plan. We are the beatdown. We need to hit the angler as fast as humanly possible. This deck can OTK the angler. If we find Gabe, the angler is done. Because all we need to do, and I know it has a second form, because they all have a second form, but what's going to happen is this. Gabe plus any 1 tribute in our deck is game. Gabe plus Gek is game. And we're also going to be trying to do some stuff with Gek later. Anything that's got the power to do it, with 1 power, plus Gabe, we immediately kill the first form. Whatever he's going to do, he does, and then we get another turn. In addition to that, we can also do it with Gabe plus the wolf, or wolf plus some other stuff, but it will depend upon what other items we have and things we've got. We have a squirrel to start. If we can make it to the boss without losing any lives, we'll have the smoke, which is an extra bunch of tributes and allows us to get, it's effectively a second squirrel. That also gives us the ability to play the possum and the stink bug to close out that damage gap as well. And my current goal is, if I can, while we're going through the map, I want to find a creature that I can add to my deck with the unkillable trait. Because if we can find an unkillable and graft it onto Gek, that is near infinite bones, and it is near infinite tribute fodder. The way, as I understand that this works, unkillable, the little one up here on the stoat, when the card bearing the sigil perishes, a copy is created in your owner's hand. It gets perished. It perishes when we sacrifice it, according to mechanics listed on Many Lives. When the card bearing the sigil is sacrificed, it does not perish, which means sacrificing would cause it to perish, which means sacrificing a Gek, which has no cost and 1 power, with unkillable on it, will give us infinite Geks to keep playing to tribute out 1 tributes. And that means that we will always have an extra power on board. And more than that, we will have an extra power we can play on the board at the end of every turn to make sure the angler grabs the weakest thing on our board. He will grab the newest card we have gotten, to my understanding from the last time we played, which means if Gek or Squirrel is something we play at the last point in the combo, if we don't kill, we can make sure we don't lose anything super important. And more than that, if we kill our own Gek on the crackback, we get the Gek back to our hand, which means we can use it again on the next turn. Les, no, this is not Casey's mod. This is just a regular Inscryption. I've never played before, and we're going into this blind. So, that is our strategy for today. We are going to try and draw Gabe, which I think we'll have a reasonable chance of doing. But even if we don't find him, there are some combinations in here that do it. Additionally, our items that we have up on the side here right now, the squirrel makes some of this possible. I hate using the pliers because it feels gross, but it does put an extra point on our scale. So that can potentially tip the scales in our favor. And if needed, once we hit second phase of the angler, we also have 1 turn skip available, which means that we can take a turn to set ourselves up without him being able to steal anything, and then go in for a second OTK. So that's the goal. We are the beatdown. There is no way we out-control him unless we get some crazy items that allow that to be possible, so we're not going to try. Our goal is to hit hard, fast, and kill him before he can take any of our cards, or as fast as possible. So that's the plan. So we're going to move forwards here and see what we can do and actually start playing some Inscryption and not just doing puzzles and stuff. All right, let's see what we get from this. All right, another Mantis with a double is good. River Snapper and the Bullfrog. Okay. I'm going to take a Mantis. I want more low to the ground guys that can do a lot of damage. I might graft this onto Gek if we can't find an unkillable. So I'm going to take Mantis. Okay. I don't want to graft anything on yet. Improving the power on Gek sounds really good. Or we could go and try and get some better items. I think I'm feeling try and up Gek's power. I think that's a good play. The crackling fire lit the starving faces of a group of survivors. We have not food, one said. But perhaps one of your creatures will join us, enhance its health, said another. Nope. Do what you must. Okay, so this is health we're talking about. Who do I want to increase the health on? I kind of want to increase the health on the bullfrog, because that means I get more bees when he gets attacked, and that's pretty good. So we might just do that. I'm gonna put the bullfrog. We'll see what happens. Oh! He went up by 2. The fire warmed the weary bullfrog and enhanced its health. You suspect the intentions of survivors were less than pure. With your bullfrog in tow, you retreated into the woods. Now, we have a bullfrog. So this is the other thing. If we can get bullfrog in a lane with kingfishers, with 2 kingfishers, or just a kingfisher plus something behind it, that is, 1, he shouldn't be able to take our cards because he'll have 2 in a line. And if we play the bullfrog there, it will keep blocking the kingfisher, giving us bees to play to either get sacked or be taken, and provide constant pressure. And that seems like a good play too. So we're gonna try it. All right. What are we fighting? Ooh, that was very anticlimactic. Do we normally start with this few cards? I don't know why, I thought there was normally 5. Okay. So we got a kingfisher, and a sparrow. Sparrow can at least get killed, so we might want to do that. The ant's going to be a 1-2. The possum we can't do anything with. We can sack for either bullfrog. I think actually this is the time for us to test our kingfisher strat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go squirrel frog. Squirrel there. Bullfrog. Sack the squirrel. I'm going to put the bullfrog right there. Nothing else I want to play right now. Go to combat. Hit for 1. He's going to hit me for 2. But we block. And we get a bee that is free to our hand. Which is a 1 power, flying, 1 health. And we've blocked 1 of the kingfisher damage, which is pretty decent. I think if we go... If I go squirrel here, then I can play the worker ant and the possum and the bee and just try and go all out. It'd be 1, 1, and 1, I think. Although nothing can kill that, so it might be worth it to just... all right, I'm going to go for drawing something from the deck and see what we get. Mantis is pretty good. Okay, so we can go Mantis, sack for our... or B, sack for the Mantis, and start hitting for 2. Yeah, Big B Bullfrog is nice. Okay, so bees can be damaged or they can be sack fodder. So if we go Mantis, play it here, we can start taking down the sparrow and still hit for damage. And then we can just play the bee. We'll be able to play the possum too this turn. So that's pretty decent. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Gonna play the bee. We're gonna go Mantis. Sack the bee. Play the Mantis. And then we can play a possum as well here to try and push for an extra damage over. It'd be 1, 2, 3, and then 1 health on the sparrow, or if we put the possum in front of the sparrow, we can take it out completely. And that means we only get hit for 1 next turn. I like that. And then combat. That flips that. Okay, so we take 1, we get a bee back. And then here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 damage on board. I've got the B I can play for 5th damage or sack it for something if I draw something better. Greetings. Hello, little stink bug. Okay. So we can go B. We're at even on the scale, which means that we can't do enough damage to actually kill this turn. If I go... I mean, I can just play the B and then swing for 4, and I think I can probably outpace him that way. Yeah, we can definitely outpace. So we're just going to play the B and then go for it. Or that just wins. Okay, maybe I just can't do math. Big B Bullfrog is doing good for us, kids. What is this one? I don't think I've seen this one before. You arrive at the inky black mouth of a cave. A strange beast lurked within. It spoke. Pass one of my trials and I will be yours, in a raspy voice. 3 creatures will be drawn from your deck. They will decide your success or failure. It spoke again, but first you will choose a trial. Trial of Blood. The 3 drawn cards must cost at least 4 blood combined to pass. Trial of Power. The 3 drawn cards must have at least 4 attack power combined to pass. Trial of Health. The 3 drawn cards must have at least 6 health combined to pass. Okay. Gib completes this on his own. I've got Gib, I've got Wolf. Mantis only has 1. Don't suppose it's going to let me look at my deck, will it? Oh, it will. Okay. So, what cards here have enough power to help me do it? It's literally just Gib and Wolf. And then I have to draw one of them with something else because I have like no 2 power things in here. So I'm not likely to win on that. I might be fine actually on health is probably my best bet here. Because I don't think in terms of blood cost, I've got a lot of low to the ground stuff. So I think I have to try health. I think that's the most likely mathematically. Here's hoping. Let the trial of health begin. Mantis is 1, so it's 3. Oh no! Failure, the creature whispered as it faded into the blackness. Dang it. I don't think there was anything better we could have done with that, though. There just were not enough, like... There were not enough high-powered creatures in that deck for it to really work. I don't know what that X means. This, I think, means it's going to give me more health. But I do not know. I think that... Okay. So the path before us, the totems I know are really hard, and we're trying to keep the items we've already got, so I don't want to go... Don't want to go too crazy on it. I don't know what this X means. I haven't done that one before. I'm kind of tempted to see what it means. But we've got fire, which could potentially enhance the health on something else we've got. We could sack something to something else, though I don't know what we want to sack looking at our collection here. The only thing is maybe putting the Mantis on, like... Putting the Mantis on somebody. Like put it on Gek wouldn't be too bad. Or on the Possum, even. Only other thing would be like... Yeah, I don't really have anything I want to sack right now, I don't think. I think we just go fire, because I think they're just going to keep enhancing health on stuff. I might try and up the health on, like, the Possum or something like that. I guess I could put Mantis on either Wolf or onto one of the other guys that has, like, 1. And that wouldn't be too bad. I don't know what the Caged Wolf does. I'm really not sure what I'm supposed to do with this guy. Could be health or power. Yeah, but like the last time we did this run, they only gave me health when I went through the wetlands section. If it's power, it'd be awesome because I could put it on Gek or any of the other like double attackers, and that makes some significant changes to the deck. I just don't know. I think I have to try for this. This is probably the best I'm going to get. And I have a regular fight. I get some cards. A group of starving survivors stood around a dying campfire. There's room for a creature around the fire, one said. The warmth will enhance its health, said another. One of the survivors said nothing at all, but could not stop licking their lips. Okay, so it's gonna be health again. Please, no. Okay. So we could go absolute chump block. And we could go, absolute chump block style and do Bullfrog to 6 health. And that would be a really good Bullfrog. But also if he takes that Bullfrog in the other fight, we are in a lot of trouble. We could up the health on one of the other defenders, or on something that's like one of our attackers to make sure it stays alive. Go nuts with Big B Frog. Yeah, honestly, that kind of feels like the play. It's either that or Possum, maybe, but I think probably Big B Frog is the best thing to do. Yeah, screw it. We'll go Bullfrog again. 6 defense Bullfrog. The health of the Bullfrog was enhanced by the warmth. As one of the survivors began pulling a knife from their pocket, you withdrew. We now have a 6 health Big B Frog. I think that's probably one of the best things we've had in this game. Just the big chunky frog that barfs up bees. Okay. I don't know what I do with this. Okay, so he's got 1 Bullfrog coming down right now. I've got Squirrel, I've got Skink, and I've got Mantis. So I can do Bullfrog. I can go Squirrel for the Skink. Put the Skink here. It hits for 1 this turn, blocks the Bullfrog, and moves over 1, which gives me a tail. Which I think either gives me something to tribute or just is generally fine. So I might do that and then either draw Squirrel or figure something out for next turn. Okay, we'll go that. We'll play the Skink there. We'll go combat. Put 1 on. Oh goodness. It's hard to call it cowardly. Ooh. Okay. Oh, that's fun. The art changes on the Skink. Okay. Oh god, there's 2 adders coming in, and those guys is when the creature bearing the sigil damages another creature, it just dies. Okay. So them I kind of got to deal with. That I can sacrifice for the Mantis, the regular Mantis. Let's see what we draw here. The Bee Frog. I can just put the Bee Frog in front of the Bullfrog and get another free tribute sack, and that doesn't sound terrible. No, but that would kill... No, I won't kill the Bullfrog. Let's go Mantis, because that'll allow us to clear out one of the adders and also hit for direct. He only has 1 health, though, right? Yeah. So he's gonna die if I put him in front of the Bullfrog. I really want to know what his Caged Wolf does. I'll wait 1 more turn to do the Wolf. I think we go Bullfrog here in front of the Bullfrog and just start, like, blocking the Bullfrog's hits to get bees. Because that seems pretty decent, and I can send the bees in to kill the adders. Or sack them off for the Mantis. Sack the tail. Put the Bullfrog in. Go combat. Get a bee. Take 1. Take 1. Okay. And now we've got a bee, which is either tribute fodder or something we can play. We can go with the Mantis to take out 2 of the things and hit direct. What's coming down? A Rattler? Okay. And then the bee can also swing if we want it to just take 1 of them out if we want to do it that way. I think we keep what we've got. We draw 1 to see what we can get. Ooh, Gek's pretty good. Gek's pretty good. Gek's the boy. He's the lad. Okay. So we can go... Because I think we want to get rid of the one of the... Okay. If we go Mantis, it clears out the Bullfrog and the adder over here. We'll lose it to the adder there next turn, and we still have... We can play Gek now, or we can play Gek later. Honestly, it might be better to hold the bee and just use Gek as our sack fodder, although we... Okay. If we go B, we play Mantis, it takes out Bullfrog, takes out that. We get to hit at least for 1 damage with somebody and take out one of those guys. And then we lose the Mantis, but we still have the Gek. We've got the Bullfrog. Gek can take out the Adder over there, and we get another B for our troubles, possibly? Possibly. B. Possibly. We could also go... Oh, I can just go B Gek, kill those two. That's probably better. Yeah, let's... Yeah, let's do this. B there, Gek there, I think. No, B here, Gek there. B goes here. B goes here, so it still dies. Gek goes there. Gek goes there. And then we go combat. Okay. And then... we'll hit for 2. Mantis can hit for another 2, so I can hit him for 4 right now. How's the scale looking? I can hit him for 4. I think I gotta try and see what I can draw here. Another Adder coming down. She's gonna kill the Bullfrog. That really sucks. Yeah, because I don't think tributing for anything else is really gonna help me here. Bot. Oh shoot, there is a bot. Hold on. Pardon me. Just need to... This is a different one than last time. Report them. And then destroy them. It's so cool. I'm a big time YouTube streamer, man. I get bots like everybody else. Okay. That is a fair point. Since the frog's going to die anyway, I could swap it with the Mantis. The Mantis can take out... I can actually put the Mantis in the best spot to deal with 2 of these guys and just take them out completely. Gek hits direct, and then I can still... I think we can maybe try and just draw a squirrel this turn. So that way we can build up some tributes for next turn. Because the other thing is, if I lose if the Bullfrog gets hit, I still get the bee to my hand, and that gives me an extra thing. Exactly. We know we've made it when we get the bots. Thank you, Ben. Alright. I think what we do here is we're gonna go... What do I have left in deck right now? I've got some ant things. I've got a few things in there. I really want to play the Caged Wolf and see what it does. Like, I want to put it in front of the frickin' Adder and just be like, what? Or in front of the, not the Adder. In front of the Rattler and see what it does. Oh, there's more of them coming down. I have to end this sooner rather than later. Okay. If I do Tribute the Bullfrog, I can hit 1, 2, Gek hits for 3, and then if I can play something else that does it, or if I can get something strong I can play in that lane, I might just be able to kill. So it depends on what I draw here, I think. It's either that or I go for a squirrel just so I have some extra sack fodder for next turn. And if I go squirrel now, I can go Mantis. I'll hit him for 4 this turn. And then the Mantis is going to die to the Adder. The Bullfrog will get me back a B, which I can use with whatever I draw for the next turn. The Rattler is going to kill the Gek too. I think I just have to try and draw something good. Okay, Wolf is not terrible here. We can go Wolf in the lane with the we go wolf tribute over the bullfrog, we can hit for 4. I can take out the adder too, or I can take out the rattler. I can't do both. I think I'll leave the... I really wish I had one of these guys I could use. Oh, lordy. Okay. If I do that, I can at least do damage control and clear off this rattler and this adder, but then 2 more come in to replace them. And once they do, I'm going to be losing Gek, and I'm going to lose the Mantis. I'm going to be on nothing. If I play the Mantis here, I can at least hit for 3. Or if I do this, I get to... this is really tough. Okay. I should have gone for a squirrel, I think, there. Only other things I could cage wolf, because I don't know what this does, but... Alright. If we go Mantis, we tribute a guy. If we tribute the bullfrog, we don't tribute the bullfrog, we're going to get a bee in hand, and that's some fodder for next turn, which we can use to play the wolf. So we can hit for 2 and get a bee, or we can hit for 3 with the Mantis, or clear out some stuff with the Mantis. God, this is tough. I feel like no matter what I do here, I'm kind of in a losing position. I could use the pliers and then just try and hit for a bunch of damage. It's tipped 1 in my direction. I gotta try and take out, I think, 2 of these just for damage control. I do have Bottled Squirrel, and that does make this a little bit better. I just really wanted to hold on to the Bottled Squirrel for later, because I don't remember if there's another path, but I think I might have to do this just to try and push through now. Because if I go Squirrel, I sack it for the Mantis, I get to hit 1, 2 with the Mantis, 3, 4, and then if I use the pliers too, that should maybe do it. At the very least, I should be able to hit for a bunch. Or I can go Squirrel for the Wolf plus Gek. Hit direct for a bunch, but we don't lose it. Okay. I get hit for 4. I can hit him for 1 to even the scale. I get hit for 4. The Wolf can hit direct again for 3, and I have a bee back in my hand, which I can use for fodder for the Mantis, and I can hit for 3, and then do some cleanup duty with the Mantis, and that might do it. Okay. I think the play here is Squirrel, Wolf sacking these 2, put the Wolf here to kill the Rattler, go combat. We're going to get a bee on the next turn. We're going to take 4 here. We get our bee. Our frog dies. And now we've got the bee for sack fodder for the Mantis. The Mantis can take out 2 of these guys and block the last. We hit for 3 with the Wolf. And depending upon if we draw something better here, we can high roll. Or we can just get a Squirrel so we have another blocker for the last bit of damage, or for next turn. He hasn't played any more cards. I think we go Squirrel, and then we can go... We can also just hit him direct for 4 with the bee. If I go Squirrel, I can hit with the Mantis too, so that might be good. Okay, we're going to go Squirrel. We can go Mantis. If we play it in the middle lane, it takes out the Rattler and it takes out the Adder. It blocks the other Adder, and we can play something else to deal with it next turn. So we go Squirrel here. We go Mantis, pop the Squirrel. We play it here to deal with those 2. We play the bee in this empty lane here, or that lane there. We hit for 4, we clear out both of those guys. Tips the scale back in about even in our favor. We get to there. And then we've got one flying bee. He's played a coyote that's going to come down, but it's not enough to take out the wolf, and the wolf can take it out. We're going to hit him for at least 4 here. And then I think we just want another squirrel to, like, keep trying to build. Because there's nothing else I can play. Even if I could draw a 1-drop, and that's about the best I can hope for. So I might just try that to see if I can get something better. That is not it. Okay. Well, swing. What now? Oh my god, the health sticks. I forgot. Okay, now we're not in the best of spots. Okay, if I play this, this becomes a... The ants have cost too. Oh my god. Got 3 defense. So that can block. We go squirrel, we do that, we get an amp. The ants aren't free. The ants, I think, have to get sacrificed, right? And she only has 1 power. It'd be enough to take out the coyote, but I'm still going to be taking some damage over time here. Like, I keep feeling like I have to try and high roll for a 1 tribute that does a lot of damage, but the only one is Gabe. I need to do 2 damage here. Yeah, I feel like I also want to kind of clear out some of the items here, so I feel like pliers is kind of I have to. I really hate using these things, but I feel kind of like I have to. Because if I go pliers, it puts 1 on the scale, and I only have to hit 1 more to do it, so I think it's just hit with the B and the pliers, and that does it. Ends the game. No, I hate that so much. Lord. Okay. And then, I mean, I think we just... I'll put the squirrel down as a blocker just in case. But I think this just does it. Yeah, okay. Cool. That was more harrowing than I was hoping it was going to be. But we still got our time skip item, which is good. We're about to add something new to our collection. I still like going for low-cost stuff, so I'm probably going to go for the 1 here. Yeah, well, let's go that. Oh. That's a new one. Huh. Ain't that the name of the mod person? That's pretty decent. Okay, and I need some items. I don't want to empower anything else right now, so I think I just need to go restock my item supply. Bottled squirrel. Perfect. And what is this one again? It's... You gain 4 bones. That's only useful for the couple of bone things I have in my deck, which I don't have very many of. So we're going to add bottled squirrel. And then this gives everything flying for a turn, so it helps stuff push through, but my problem is playing stuff, not that. I think I just need something that guarantees damage as opposed to needing me to have more damage. So I think I just take the pliers. So we end up with the same stuff we started with. Okay. Next fight. Okay, we got Squirrel. We have Casey, who has the double strike like the Mantis does. And then it's got the sharp quills, so it deals damage to something that hits it, and it's got 2 health. Okay, so it's basically a 2-2 sort of. The fur is going to protect me from the Kingfisher for a little bit. Coyote is going to come down, Kingfisher's come down. They're going to do some damage to me. I can only really sacrifice for 1 right now. Moves to the right. Okay. Oh, it can't move to the right if the fur's in the way. If it hits there, it just moves into the way of the stump, which also kind of sucks. I think we go... I think we go Squirrel and then play Mantis here so we can hit for 1 and start trying to clear out this stump just so I have more lanes to attack with. Yeah, I think that's honestly the best thing I can do right now. His hand's not super strong. It's like fine, but it's not we're struggling a little here. Okay, cool. And then combat, hit for 1 and do that. And we're about to take 2, 3. Yeah, 3. Okay. I want to play more stuff. And if I play... So if I go Squirrel here, I play Casey there. She hits for 1. He hits for 1 and clears out the stump a little bit more. And then when she gets hit by the coyote, that deals a damage to the coyote, which kills the coyote. And then I can maybe play the skink, because by then the kingfisher will have almost dealt with that. Or I could try and dig for something better. I think we go Squirrel here and just play Casey. Because skink can't move to the right now. Really anywhere I play it. Squirrel. I sorry, Casey. I sorry. Okay, that evens out our scales. And we still just take 1. Okay, cool. Let's see what we draw. The best card in our deck! Okay. So I could sack for Gabe and do it. Actually, if I do that, I might just be able to win here. If I go Squirrel in the bottle, I just straight up win, I think. Yeah. If I burn the Squirrel in the bottle, I just straight up win. If I don't... Because we can go burn the Mantis to play Gib. Hit for 4 to even out the scales are pretty good about. Gib is here. That'll even out the scales pretty significantly. And then I can sack the Gib for like skink, but it stays on board, so I can empty my hand completely and just put the skink over here. It'll block the river otter for 1, and then the next time it gets hit, it moves over and makes the tail token. Which I think I'm good with that. So I think we just sack the Mantis for Gib right where the Mantis was. Yeah, I think that's right. And then we play the skink. And then we go combat, we hit for 5. Almost takes the game into our favor. Otter moves down 1. Skink takes 1, we do that, we take a little bit, and then we're gonna hit for super overkill right now. Question is if we can draw a high roll off the top. Yeah, we can! Go Mantis, go Mantis, go! Hit for a crap ton of damage. Get a bunch of extras from when we go to the huntsman person. The pelt guy. Mr. Pelts. Didn't even need the extra squirrel. This is what I was talking about last time though, right? Like we have a couple of really, really good cards in the deck, but when we don't find them, we are struggling. The ornery porcupine. Sharp quills await those who dare attack it. Rattler. The tragic Rat King. When the tangled bodies become corpses, you will gain 4 bones. So that's kind of interesting, but I really don't have a lot to do with the bones right now, and that's a lot of cost for that. Okay. Rattler's 6 bones. I really don't like the whole bone thing right now. because I just, like, my stuff doesn't die fast. I mean, I guess it's good for when I'm behind, but this is even kind of weak for being behind. And the Porcupine is just an okay blocker that deals damage back to what hits it. I might almost go for the Rattler just because in some hands it's a good, like, later draw just to hit for a lot of damage. Porcupine's a decent blocker, though. I can also graft the Rat King's ability onto something else. Or the Porcupine's ability. Because I have to keep thinking about that. Like, this stuff can all just be sacrificed to other creatures I have. Okay. Drawing Rattler early just hurts a lot. I'm trying to think what else I can do, because I'm... Okay. The Wolf, Possum, who hasn't been empowered yet? Gek hasn't yet, but I really want to save that for either using the Mantis on it or getting it with an Unkillable. We could empower the Skink. Empowering Skink with Porcupine sounds decent because it gets hit, it blocks, and it deals some damage to the guy who hit it. That seems okay. Or Porcupine on the Caged Wolf might not even bad, because that's effectively Snapper, and I kind of want to see what this guy does. I'll take the Porcupine. I feel like that's more useful overall. Okay. So now we can go try and empower something, or we can go here to sacrifice. I think I want to do that, maybe put the Porcupine on something else. Because that, or I try and buff something, but... I think we go this, and we put the Porcupine on one of our guys. Because we can get rid of Porcupine to reduce some of the kind of less good cards in the deck, or we can put the multi-attack on Gek, and that'd be pretty decent, because he's just a free drop that does 2. The tail thing on the Skink actually might even be good on somebody else in the deck, right? Because like I can graft that onto something else that would get hit frequently. If I put the tail on like Possum, or if I put it on, you know, any of the guys, that might be actually pretty good. Skink just feels like it's not doing a lot for what I'm paying for it. Like I almost want to put that on like Gek or on somebody else, you know. Yeah, I'm not, Stark, I'm not really a huge fan of the cards that move either. It's just, the amount of complication on them kind of makes it, eh. I do like that they give me an extra chump blocker, though. Like, it moves to the right, it gives me an extra tail, so, like, sometimes that's kind of helpful. If I put that on, like, something else that's already got some abilities of that nature, it might be good. I don't know. I feel like I almost kind of want to just keep the Skink as is because I don't really know how to use it effectively, and maybe just put the Porcupine on the Caged Wolf or something like that, because it's a 6 blocker and it'll keep dealing damage back to what hits it. So, like, that's not the worst, because I want to see what this does. It's a very strange card. It's different than everything else I have, and I got this out of the puzzle thing, so I don't know what to really do with this. But I think it's either that, it's putting the Mantis, the first one here, onto Gek, so that way he can do a double attack, and that's pretty decent for a 0-drop. Or we put Porcupine on, like, Caged Wolf. But I do think we do this, I just have to decide what I'm putting on what. Okay. I could also put Casey onto something else that I have that's, like, decent. Because 2, I could move on to it. It gives Porcupine and the bifurcated attack thing, so it can block what's in front of it, deal damage back to it, and also hit 2 things. And that could go on a lot of different things. putting something like that on Ant Queen wouldn't even be terrible, because on play she gets you an ant, so she's at least 1. She puts another card in your hand you get to use later, and then when you play that, she becomes like a 4, effectively. That also deals damage back to the stuff that hits her. Or I can just like stick Mantis on like one of the other guys. I'm also trying to think about the angler, right? Because like a double attacking Gek plus like a wolf should be enough, but I want to wait and see if I can get something to put unkillable on this. If I can get unkillable on Gek, it's just game over. I think we're gonna sack... Okay, what do we want to be the target? And let's go from there. I want to improve one of my low-cost guys and make them better. So I think what we want to do maybe is we want to put... We could put Casey onto Worker Ant. That seems decent, because that means that it's a 1-drop, 1/2. It's the same as this, but now it also has the potential to get bigger. Or we could put that onto the Ant Queen, because for the same cost, it effectively guarantees some better stuff over time. I might go for that. It's either that or Mantis onto something, but I think that's the play, is I'm going to put Casey's stuff on something else. Stark, I actually don't think Angler's... Is Angler my next fight? I didn't think, because I remember last time Wetlands was 2... Wetland was 2, I thought. I thought it was 2 screens the last time I did it. I think we're gonna go with this on the Ant Queen. That just seems like kind of one of the better options in general. Is that what that icon was? I thought it was something different, because I could have sworn there was a second stage, or a second phase last time, or a second screen. I really wanted to put Unkillable on Gek, but like if it's coming up, I feel like I have to put the Mantis onto Gek just to see what I can do with it, you know? Okay, I think this is what we're doing, folks. No, there's more, I think. I don't think this is... Oh, yeah, the fish. That makes sense. Okay. We got our smoke. It's time for the angler again, folks. The mud tugged hard at your feet, forcing you to slow your pace. A rank odor caused your stomach to churn and your eyes to water. It was the rotting fish that hung from the branches around you. A huge man approached. Go fish! Okay. He's got a kingfisher coming up. What's our hand? We have wolf. We have smoke. We have possum. This is OTK. These are like our entire hand, but this is OTK. We can go smoke and squirrel. Sacrifice for wolf. Oh, it's not. Frick. Okay. Alright. I think what we do then is we go... Smoke, sack for... Smoke and squirrel, sack for wolf, play possum, just so I have something I can... Oh yeah, I can squirrel bottle for the OTK. Because I can go squirrel, smoke for the wolf, and then I get possum, and I can squirrel with porcupine. Or pliers, yeah. I think we go pliers and we hold the bottle. Play the smoke. Play the squirrel. Wolf. Kingfisher's coming down that way. I'm never going to be able to hit it, but it can't hit me. But he will take this if I'm not careful. So I think we put it here to try and just make things kind of work better. So wolf goes there. We have enough to play the possum. And then we can use the pliers to tip the scales. So we can do that. We go there. We pliers. Hate this. Ah! And now we swing. Bam. 1 out. Go fish. Okay, what did he just play? Bait buckets. Okay, those two are gonna block my attacks. I think we draw from deck and see what we can get. Because depending, I might just be able to sack for something better over the possum. The caged wolf is not what I was looking for. Okay. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. I'll pass my next turn. Wow. Go fish. I'll pass. Oh, dear lord. You can take one of those guys out. Try for it. It's the man! We've done it! We have won the game. We have won the game. Okay. Sack the possum. Play Gib. Sack Gib for pork. We hit for 5 direct. We win. We've got it. Gib. Sack the possum. Play it, it'll hit direct. Play the porcupine. Sack and Gib. Put it here just in case. Did I just ruin this? I think I just did. Oh my god, I just had it and I freaking ruined it. I had it and I messed it up. I just had the porcupine right there. Oh no. Okay. We can still do this. We're gonna hit for 4. We're gonna clear the 1 great white. We should be good. Okay. Now we've got it. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. We'll just see if we draw anything cool. It's the stoat! Yo, we can hit for overkill. Stoat joins the fight. Wabba! Oh! Need a light. Gee, you're so funny. A reward. Another Gek. The eternal serpent. Death strengthens it forever. Ooh. The prudent pack rat. Never doubt the utility of a well-stocked pack. So Ouroboros seems pretty good. Well, our strat worked. Okay. So second Gek, especially because I can empower them, sounds pretty decent. Ouroboros also sounds really good. It's a 2 cost, but it's an unkillable, and it sounds like it just keeps getting better every time you play it back, which is cool. And then Pack Rat is good for a long game, definitely, just to get more items. But I haven't really had that many issues with not having items so far, so I don't really know. Ouroboros sounds really cool. And if I know anything, I know there's more to a lot of these than what they initially seem. I just really don't want to oversaturate the deck with high sacrifice guys, but maybe. We'll see. Man, I'm really mad that I did that to the Gek now. I could have gotten the Ouroboros and put the Ouroboros on the Gek. Oh well. I feel like I want to go for Ouroboros. Unkillable just seems like such a cool trait to have. I've already got it on the Stoat, and I kind of just want to keep trying it on other stuff. So I think we're going to go for that. We'll take the Ouroboros. Okay. You considered one of the angler's catches as a meal, but a rank odor deterred you. Dinner would have to wait. Let me think. What, you didn't have the adventure prepared ahead of time? Oh, so you did. A frigid gust of wind blowed unwelcome into your lungs. The beauty of the falling snow failed to distract you from the chill in your bones. You had ascended to the snow line. Ooh. Okay. Les, thank you for subbing. I greatly appreciate it. Have a good rest of your night, man. Okay. So, I know we didn't do as much gameplay as we planned due to all the technical difficulties, but we've made it to the next area. We've got our deck stacked up with some pretty decent guys. I don't know what the Caged Wolf does. I'm kind of excited to find out. Is there a pelt person along here somewhere? I don't even see the pelt dealer actually, or the person who pays for the pelts. So suppose we'll see. But I think now might be a good time to stop for the night because it's already 11 o'clock. I have to get ready for work tomorrow, and took way longer than we initially planned to get this whole thing rolling. So unfortunately, a lot of the time got eaten up. And we did do what we set out to accomplish tonight. We beat the angler. He has been felled. I think maybe what we can do is we can take a couple steps down this path here and then wait here, because these will take us like 3 seconds to do. Trial of Wisdom. The 3 drawn cards must have at least 3 sigils among them to pass. Trial of Health. Trial of Blood. Okay, knowing my deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I feel like I have a pretty good chance of getting I think this one's the one we go for. Let the trial of wisdom begin. Oh, come on. Yes! You have passed the trial. Ooh, what the heck? Submerges. That seems bad in combination. That, again, these most of these don't go well together. And I can't apply any of them to another guy either. Now that I'm thinking about it, because these are all empowered. That's really frustrating, because, like, of all of them, the goat seems like the least bad. I could potentially up its power, and then at least it flies and, you know, hits direct. But, like, the way that these combine, they just all suck. Like, this effectively doesn't need to be here on this guy because he just goes face down, so he's never getting hit. This one has no power, so it's not going to be attacking anybody. And even if it is, its whole thing is like, oh, I'm going to move to an unblocked spot, but it goes face down, so the same problem. And then this one's a flying goat with no power, and it's designed to be a sacrifice outlet. I can't graft any of these onto anybody else either, because they're all already empowered. I guess I take the goat because it gives me more plays for future turns, but, like, do I backstock blood? I guess the question is just, like, yeah, I think the goat's probably the best option. That just really sucked. Okay. And we'll get our items, and then we will stop for the night. Okay, Scissors breaks a really bad card. Sometimes that's useful. The Pliers, just to put the extra point on, has been really good, as much as I really hate these things. I think we go for the... Scissors taking something out is pretty decent, because I've had issues with, like, one too many creatures. It's effectively the same as putting, like... I think we take the Pliers anyway. Squirrel in the bottle. Goat in the bottle. I want the squirrel in the bottle. I like squirrels. 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 Okay. And from here, we have the choice of a regular battle that gets us another card. A totem battle potentially gets us some more interesting cards, and we'll get some item replenishment afterwards. And a campfire down this way. I think we're probably going to take the rightmost path, but we will sort that out next time. For now, it is past 11 o'clock where I'm at. I need to go get ready for bed and get ready for work tomorrow. So, I think that about wraps it up for tonight. Next time, next Thursday, we will brave into the snow line and start taking on our threats there and see what we can do. Hopefully we don't have as much problems with the boss in this area as we did with the angler, but we'll see. Deck's also starting to get kind of thick, and with cards that I'm not as happy about. So we're going to have to kind of see what we do there. I almost kind of wish I'd waited on doing some of those puzzles, because most of those cards haven't really seemed to do anything for us yet. Maybe we'll find something to do with that caged wolf or something in the near future. Who knows? But we'll have to see. For now, that's it from me for tonight, folks. Thank you for coming by. Everybody who came in, I super appreciate you being here. It's a fun time to do all this. We'll be back again next Thursday doing this again. So until next time, my name is Gabe. This is Draw 5, Move 5. Go hop into Discord if you're new here. It's a cool place. And until next time, go have a good game.